Alright guys, over the past few videos, we have actually been covering a lot of new expensive premium devices. But in today's video, we're going to do something very different and check out very affordable phones. Now what we have here is actually the Infinix Hot 60i and Hot 65G. These phones starts from RM499 all the way to 599. So yeah, it's still a very affordable device. But what kind of features do they really offer for that kind of money? Well, let's head over to the desk so we can get up close and personal with these devices and find out who these budget phones are really for. Alright guys, so now that we are at the desk, let's take a look at the Hot 60 and Hot 60i. We are going to be focusing more on the Hot 65G, and then we'll touch a little bit on the Hot 60i. So moving the boxes out of the way, again, these are actually very affordable budget phones. And these are the colors that they actually come in. Now personally, I think they actually look quite good for a budget phone. More importantly, the colors themselves really pop. So this is actually how it looks like. It reminds me very strongly of the Galaxy S25 series, and I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. I would say if you think positively, it's actually a good thing. You have these very nice matte back covers, and you also have that AI button in that very nice different kind of shade on each of the different devices. So this is how the blue looks like. Again, very beautiful. You also have one in green, which I think also looks very, very nice. Check out the side AI button. Again, it's accentuated in a different colorway. Very nice detail. And of course, you also have your standard black, just in case, you want to keep it simple. You have that here. And the most premium one is actually what they're calling the caramel glow. Now the caramel glow has a different kind of texture to the back. This is sort of like a vegan leather kind of material. Take a look at how Infinix is trying to make it more premium than ever with having these kind of gold accents on the side frame as well as on the camera lens. I think it actually looks pretty good, and another very interesting thing is that the back panel here actually comes with, scented leather. Infinix actually put some perfume on there, so it actually has some kind of smell going on. Overall, they're trying to go for a premium feel and a smell of perfume, whether you like it or not, that's really up to you. But overall, I think just in terms of the looks, I can't deny that these are very good looking devices for very affordable price points. Alright, let's move on, actually check out how the devices actually perform. So let's start off by checking out the display at the front. Right here we actually have a 6.7-inch LCD that goes all the way up to 120 Hz depending on what you're doing on it. I think it's actually good enough for scrolling your basic social media, your day-to-day, brief multitasking, and even basic gaming, which I have done so with Mobile Legends on my device. Now speaking about gaming very lightly, this device, the Hot 65G, is actually powered by the Dimensity 70605G chipset that is supposedly the most powerful in this kind of price tier. Again, we are looking at a 599 ringgit device, and like I said, I was actually able to have a pretty decent gaming experience on my Mobile Legends. Now Infinix is saying that the device also supports up to 90 frames per second in terms of gaming on Free Fire, so if you are the kind of player, you might be able to enjoy some pretty nice gaming experience on this device. In terms of RAM and storage, we're getting 8/256GB across the board, and it also comes with that new XOS with 60 months of fluency certification. That means Infinix is promising this device to remain smooth even after 5 years. Alright, so one new feature that Infinix is bringing onto these devices are the NFC instant transfer. So all you need to do is actually enable that and actually look for a compatible Infinix device, tap it to the back, and look at it, it's already sending the file across. Very quickly, you can send one photo to another device right away just by tapping on the back. Now moving on in terms of the cameras at the back here, although it looks like we have a triple sensor setup, but in reality we only have a single 15 megapixel main shooter and a light sensor, whatever that is. So this phone is actually meant for some basic photography purposes. It's not supposed to be like taking the best camera in the business. In terms of the battery, it comes with a 5200 mAh unit and it supports 18 watt of charging. Now let's move on to the most important part of the device, which is actually Infinix's own AI button. It's called the One Tap AI button. Now it's actually pretty cool because you can actually program it to a shortcut. For instance, if you just double click it, I've actually set it to launch the camera, which is really clever. But if you actually long press it, you can activate what Infinix's own assistant is called, the high lights. You can ask it all sorts of things as I've shown in the XPad video, but if you just take a closer look at it, just long press on it. If you press this plus button, you can go through a couple of really useful features over here. So for instance, we have our AI image generator, which helps you to generate pictures. You also have your problem solving, where you can use the phone to point it at a very difficult maths question. It can help you to answer those questions. You also have image to document. That means that you can actually take photos of a text and the phone itself will convert it into a document or a PDF. Very useful for productivity on the go. You also have your camera and other features on there, which basically allows AI to be used to actually help you out in those documents. So a lot of features on here with the Infinix AI just by activating that one tap AI button. Now, last but not least, in terms of personalizations, Infinix has added in these AI Vogue portraits, where essentially you can actually put in a kind of very interesting photo of yourself, or maybe someone you really admire, and you can actually create a very nice wallpaper from it. It starts from the lock screen with the always on display all the way into the display. So that's pretty much a very quick look at the Infinix Hot 65G. Overall, a very good for value money device that you can actually get for just RM599. Now, a very quick note on the Hot 60i that I actually do have over here. Again, check out the design, very similar to the other one. What's different on this device is that this is a more affordable 4G device, RM499. It comes with the same 6.7-inch LCD display at the front with up to 120Hz refresh rate. It also comes with the same AI button that I mentioned earlier on, so you have access to all those AI features. It uses a different chipset, however. This is going with a Helio G81 Ultimate. It comes with the same amount of RAM and storage, which is 8/256, and you get a slightly smaller battery, 5160 mAh, but it does support 45-watt fast charge. Now, Infinix is saying that this device here, the Hot 60i, is actually meant for those of you who really prioritizes your battery life, fast charging speeds, you're using your phone very extensively, then this device is for you. But the 65G is definitely for those of you who appreciate a faster internet connection, 5G speeds of course, and you want that performance to perform those light gaming. Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps up our very quick look at the Hot 60i and Hot 65G from Infinix, budget devices that we don't really cover very much today. I hope today's video has actually helped you out in a way or another. Maybe you are someone who's looking for a second device, a spare phone, or just looking for a new phone for maybe your sibling or someone like that. Well, you should definitely check out the Infinix Hot 60i and Hot 65G. With that said, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you want to find out more details, I'll put in a link down below as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.